Here's a little story about a man named Clark Robbins. A lot of thoughts be running through his noggin. 19, but his life ain't looking too bad. 2-bedroom apartment and a girl he loves to death. But there's one thing that makes it special too. It's been 8.5 months, man, his baby's due soon. He's gonna love that baby with all of his heart. He knows he'll never leave that baby down in the dark. But what he does to support them he doesn't love. He be out on the streets robbing, selling drugs. The worst part is his girl don't know what he has to do. She thinks he work at the gas station to afford their food. Her parents never liked him, yeah, it was well known. When he asked for her hand in marriage, they said hell no. So they said fuck it and moved up a couple of states. But today his wife said her parents are renting a place. She wanted to stay with them for a little bit. Clark said go ahead, but don't think I'm doing that shit. He got a text from one of his boys. Said he's got a house to hit tonight. Clark told his wife to go ahead and he'll be alright. So she left that night and he invited over his homie. He said if he wanna get caught, remember you don't know me. But Clark needed the money so he couldn't wait to cop this. So he sat Clark down and he gave him a synopsis. We finna split the cash, so don't be acting regal. He raced into his pocket, pulled out a Desert Eagle. This one is yours, man, I got one in the truck. Gotta be ready to fire, man, you gotta be ready to duck. Ain't no going back now, he isn't way too deep. We only going if the lights are off, that means they asleep. So they packed on up and headed down the street. The lights were off and it's looking to be a clean sweep. All Clark could think about was getting that fucking rack. Front door was unlocked, but they went in through the back. As soon as they got in, his homie climbed up the stairs. They split up, hoping to rob a millionaire. After about a minute of creeping around down there, Clark was empty-handed and he was in utter despair. But he wasn't fussing, rummaging around in the dark. His eyes were not adjusting, he barely knew where to start. And in an instant his stomach turned, he felt sick. When from the other room he heard click, click, the sound of a shotgun came roaming through the air. Clark jumped down into the darkness, he was stared. Then footsteps closer, the silhouette of an old man was right there. Put the gun to his head, death was in the air. Then 2 shots, but they came from upstairs. The old man was distracted. Clark only took a sec, pulled out his pistol and shot him in the neck. His homie ran downstairs, said, let's fucking leave. Go back to the apartment, they can barely breathe. He looked at Clark, yo, started laughing. Clark was in shock, he didn't know what happened. His homie pulled out a box of jewelry. It all looked really sad, he was gonna pawn it for a quick deal. Now Clark was pretty scared, but it turned to joy. He realized all the stacks they make from this ploy. His homie left Clark and he couldn't fucking believe it. He had to call his wife, but he wasn't gonna say shit. Waited for a half an hour, then he called her up. Her phone started ringing, across his face a smile stuck. But it kinda faded when the man picked up. What the fuck is this? She had all my camaraderie. The voice said, is this Clark Robbins? He said, yeah. What the fuck you want from me? The man said, I hate to say this and I'm really sorry, but your girlfriend, her parents, and your unborn child was killed in a robbery.